is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Going beast mode when the game begin. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an Indian.
And welcome to this week's edition of the John Peacock Coaches Show. I'm John Massoni here with Venice Indian head football coach John Peacock. And, Coach, first game that counts came up Friday night. An away game, which for Venice is not the norm. You know, we usually get a good start at home. Played a very talented Tampa Bay Tech team and came away with a loss at 29-7 to the Titans.
Yeah, hats off to Tampa Bay Tech. They beat us in every phase of the game, special teams, offensively, defensively. They're a good football team. Like you can't really, I can't sit here and say the refs made a bad call or we got some bad breaks. They beat us and there's nothing that we could say about it. They have a very large and athletic offensive line, and their running back, like we talked about last week, is a special running back. He's committed to Alabama, and they're not just taking any running backs off the street.
No.
Was as advertised. I mean, he ran hard, and even the backup running back did a really nice job.
That was going to be where I was going to go. That number 6 was a good fullback. Yeah, he was good.
And and even with that said, I thought that our defense played pretty well against them. We gave up a big run the first play of the game, but we only had 10 on the field.
Yeah.
But then after that, I thought they did a really nice job offensively. We stunk the place up. We were not good at all offensively, and we actually put the defense in really bad situations on 3 or 4 occasions. And I want to say, most of those games they had to settle for a field goal.
Yeah.
We had a couple goal line stands. Shari Charles played unbelievable. Had an unbelievable motor all night long. Made plays front side, made plays back side, made plays chasing the ball down, made plays 20 yards down the field.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, he was phenomenal as advertised. Everyone talks about him and gives him 4 stars and all those things, but he was as advertised Friday night. I mean, he was all over the place. Physical play, fast play, effort play, and like I said, I thought our defense played well.
And you know that he had a target on his back.
Oh yeah, every game.
When that guy comes in, they're figuring out ways to double team him, go away from him.
You got to.
And he made a lot of not just making the tackle, a sure tackle. I mean, there was no I tripped him up.
Angry tackle.
Angry tackle is right.
Very physical.
One tackle early in the game was so angry that he got him the first down because he hit him and he went 6 yards. He caught from behind and went 6 yards the other direction. So yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right that I thought the defense did play very well. I think that they after the first drive or two was making the Tampa Bay Tech work for their yardage.
Most definitely. Like I said, I think they kicked 4 field goals. Is that right?
Yes.
4 field goals out of that. And with that being said, it wasn't like long drive field goals. It was, the offense putting the defense in a bad situation, and them making Tampa Bay Tech settle for field goals. But don't get what I'm saying wrong. Tampa Bay Tech is
they're legit. I mean,
I
coming away from that game, I'm like. Whatever classification, I think they're 6A, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. 6 or 5.
Yeah, but either way, you should see them playing long into the season. So they've got a lot of talent.
We've had a lot of history with Tampa Bay Tech. I think maybe this is the 5th time we played them.
I know I can count
maybe the
3
6th time
off the top of my head, but I know we played them more than that. Yes.
And we've had the upper hand every time, and I try to explain to our guys, like, you got to understand, like they all they talk about is our game. You're circled, and they're gonna approach it like that. And I didn't feel like I did a good enough job getting our team mentally ready to play that game, and that's not gonna happen again. That was 100% on me, and I'm gonna do a better job of getting us mentally ready to play football games because we do have a good football team. I know a lot of people are looking at it saying, oh, Venice is
what's wrong?
Whatever.
What happened?
But we're still Venice. Trust me. We had an off night. There's off nights sometimes, and we had an off night, and we're going to get back to work, and we're going to try to redeem ourselves this week. And there's no better other opportunity than playing one of the best teams in the state to redeem yourself.
And what, real quick, just kind of a little bit off the beaten path of this, but sometimes the expectation is if you're good, you have to go undefeated. You know what I mean? Like there's this idea that you're always going to.
Yeah.
That's always it's a goal. Don't get me wrong. I think everybody wants to win every game. Like
I've never had a goal of being undefeated.
Okay, well there you go. So and I think that's what other people look at. Like they say, oh, but my gosh,
we've only had one
happened?
undefeated season.
Yeah.
In the history of
2000.
Venice.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. And we're we've had 3 state championships since, and none of them we've been undefeated.
And I think that's what people have to recognize as well. I'm just saying, just generally speaking, again, no good losses. We've always established that as far as you're concerned. But the idea is that it's going to happen, and it's a matter of how you recover from it, how you move forward.
Right.
But that makes the difference, because that's how it.
Trust me, this is not. I'm not selling this as a good loss. We're definitely embarrassed about how we played, and we're going to try to right the ship and get it right. And because one thing I can tell you is it doesn't get any easier from here.
Well, that's the point, because this sort of reminds me a bit of 2023, which was not that really far long ago, but the start was a little slow, and we were sitting right here talking about, hey, there's a possibility that we could look at 0-4, because the schedule was a very tough schedule. Not that that happened, but that you set the schedule up the way you want it to be, and all your goals are laid out for you for what you want, how you want to win it. Because really, at the end of the year, it's about the ring, it's about the championship, and so whatever the record can be. Right. I wouldn't say it's irrelevant, but it has. Because you want to get seedings and all that kind of stuff.
We play 3 district games, and then away from that is we play 7 legit football programs.
Yes, but where the matchup is the matchup of the week kind of setup, or whatever it may be. Because you can go through all the things like about high school football. These is on 3 and everybody else, and you don't have to scroll very far and see where you're in one of the top 5 games of the week.
Right,
a lot. So. Again, 29-7 was the final Tampa Bay Tech Titans with the victory over the Venice Indians. I'd like to thank everybody here at Bogies, as always, as our host for the John Peacock Coaches Show. And you went really off the reservation tonight. That was a whole lengthy order that you had for that decomposed Cobb salad.
I got the Cobb salad, and I asked for the chicken on the side, so it was kind of like I got some chicken strips, and I got salad. Right. So just kind of combined it.
Yeah,
so I stay a little healthy.
Yeah, and I did the same, because it's football season, and I know there was a lot of sandwiches being eaten already, and you name.
I felt bad because, Friday night I went home and ate a box of ice cream bars, and not the box from Publix, the Costco box,
the big box.
Yeah, so I was feeling kind of bad, and so I was trying to eat healthy this week.
You were self-soothing yourself with ice cream.
Misery.
The next day, you're like, I don't know why I did that for.
No, I know why I did it, and I didn't feel bad about it. I felt bad about it Monday.
Yeah.
It was post-party depression.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, come to Bogies. Again, everything looks fantastic here. Again, good crowd on a Tuesday night for the filming here. So we do appreciate all their good hospitality and great service every time we tape. With that, we'll take our first break tonight and come back and see the highlights from Friday night's game with Tampa Bay Tech.
Should be quick.
I was going to say a little shorter than normal, but we'll be back anyway to see how it turned out. Be back right after this.
We'd like to take a minute to acknowledge all of our sponsors that truly make this happen. State College of Florida, Chick-fil-A,
Absolute Aluminum, Jenkins, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Venice Pest Control,
Players Ryan Brown, Damon Wilson, Trey Burton,
Ships Excavating, AstroTurf, Athletes Perspective Group, X-Tech,
Advanced Asphalt, Sarasota Ford, The Hupp Group,
Bogies of Venice.
And a special thanks to Suncoast Credit Union.
At the Hub Group at Keller Williams Island Life Real Estate, luxury isn't about price. Luxury is about the experience that we deliver to every client. We are a full-service real estate team offering expert marketing, strategic negotiations, and 5-star communication across every transaction. Our team includes 7 licensed realtors who work together to bring results, experience, and personalized service at every price point. With dedicated in-house marketing, operations, and complementary property styling, we elevate every listing and guide each buyer with precision and care. Over 80% of our business comes from referrals and repeat clients, because at the Hub Group, every client receives the luxury treatment, no matter the budget. The Hub Group, strategy, results, luxury.
Hey parents, start your child's savings adventure today with Ernie's Kids Club at Suncoast Credit Union. New members who open a youth savings account get a free 2025 Zoo Tampa Pass, financial literacy activities, and entry into special giveaways. Simply become a member and make an initial deposit of $50 or more to qualify for the Zoo Tampa Pass. Invest in your child's tomorrow while unlocking roaring savings today. Visit suncoast.com/kidsclub or your nearest branch to get started.
Quality education, exceptional value, and endless possibilities. All at State College of Florida. Thinking of starting college or switching careers? Our flexible schedules and student resources will help you get to the finish line. Apply today at scf.edu/let's go.
Back here at Bogies for the John Peacock Coaches Show. And Coach, before we get into the highlights, we got to do our sponsor spotlight of the week.
Yeah, let's go with Absolute Aluminum.
A longtime supporter of the Venice Indians.
A very committed and faithful supporter in Absolute Aluminum, and they just went through a new rebranding. If you're seeing the trucks around,
they're kind of cool looking.
Yeah,
they catch your eye a little bit. You wouldn't get the normal. There goes a work truck when you go by. Yeah,
and then also you walk. First thing you see when you walk into our stadium is the beautiful new rebranding of it, Absolute Aluminum, along with some athletes that have donated money, and we're kind of spotlighting them as well. But DJ at Absolute Aluminum has always stepped up to the plate and helped our program and helped our school, and really steps up for our community.
I was going to say, as a community person, a person in the community, you always see their footprint on what's going on. And I think from a marketing perspective, obviously I'm a true believer in what you get as far as marketing through Venice High School football. But then to rebrand yourself in some way and everything else, it's really a kind of a neat setup the way they've done it this year.
Yeah, and they do an awful lot. I mean, they do more than just pull screens, but they are very, very good at
custom aluminum work. If you can imagine,
they're unbelievable when they're rescreening pulls, or they're actually doing the whole screen for the pulls. They do some unbelievable work, and DJ is stands behind his work, and so if you're a fan,
it's a very competitive business.
Yeah, if you're a fan,
to be around this long, you've done something right.
And you're one of our fans, and you need some work done on your pull cage, or you need it rescreened, or you need a new pull cage. Please reach out to Absolute Aluminum and show them support, because they're supporting our youth, and they're a big part of our community. And go out and return that favor to them.
That's right, guys. So with that, call up Absolute Aluminum for all your aluminum needs, and let's hit the highlights to see what happened.
Right here, we got Absolute Aluminum,
the old stuff.
The old.
I went old school.
I have mine, but I didn't wear mine tonight. I'll wear it next week.
Me too. Highlights. Here we go.
One really bright spot is our kicker did an unbelievable job.
Yeah,
Reynolds. He kicked all the balls in the end zone.
Did a great job,
which is huge for us. Did a really nice job punting the ball. So he was definitely a bright spot for us Friday night.
And the biggest surprise was the field was AstroTurf. Everybody thought it was going to be dirt.
Yeah, that was really a nice turf. And Shari there making a nice play. Closing on that puller, and then he actually makes the play at the end.
He's bigger than he looks.
Oh yeah,
because I think he's proportional. You know what I mean? He just looks like he's 6 foot tall, and he's no way near that. He's way bigger.
No, and he got a tiny waist too. So. But you see, like right there,
I thought Judson played good too.
Yeah, Judson did have a nice game. Had a few missed tackles, but overall had a real nice game. There's another Shari.
That's how you play. You write it up.
Yeah.
You go down the line and you get there as quick as you can.
here's one of Reynolds' punts. Also, the snapper's doing a great job. He's just a sophomore.
He had one punt inside the 20, which is always a good deal. And then that
we
one, nobody wanted to even hit or mess with it at all. So
yeah, we did a nice job covering. I did think I thought we did play well on special teams. You know, I said they beat our butts in every phase, but there's a Shari another tackle. But I would probably say special teams was pretty even. But they did have a good kicker. I mean, he was 4 for 4. So
he had a leg on him too. He did miss an extra point, but
that's right. He did miss an extra point. I see Judson there
again.
making a tackle.
Yeah.
Judson was very active Friday night as well.
And he grew a little bit from last year. He's a much bigger looking guy on the field than he was last year.
Yeah. And then Macho here with a nice tough run. Macho had a couple nice runs. We're just a little off on offense.
No,
we
couldn't get any rhythm going.
Yeah, we get you get one play where play side we're really good, but we don't cut off backside, and then
good play right here.
Yeah, Lane did a nice job, and then the next play we do a great job backside, and we miss somebody play side. It's just we're really close, and we're doing some good things, but when you're not there, when you're not clicking, here's another instance of us holding them out of the end zone and forcing
this was late in the second quarter, I believe.
Forcing a field goal here. I think it's right before half, I believe, right?
Yep. Good play right there. That was Borelli.
Yeah, you see Judson right there as well.
Now we're second half.
Yeah, see Macho with another nice run.
Still running hard like he did last year. It's good to see.
Well, we're going to get things going right again. We're going to get things going right again for sure. And see our quarterback has a nice tough run here as well. That was a fourth and 1, and
they let a couple of these plays go for a little bit.
Yeah, they did.
It's always a little worrisome though. You get somebody stepping on your ankle or something crazy like that in those piles, those scrums.
You see the size of that offensive line. I don't know if you can tell how big they are, but those are some big boys.
Especially when you're setting from behind.
53 is one of the top. You see the left tackle. He's one of the top offensive linemen in the country.
Yeah, he's a big kid.
Pickett's his name, I believe.
And he can move.
Oh, he's very, very athletic. You see Ashari there in the backfield again.
Quickly.
And this is Tyree Jackson. Nice catch.
Thought that was going to be a penalty for a second.
He said the referee told me he did not dump him on his head, that he didn't see it. It was legal. But, it is what it is.
Call it both ways. That's all you can ask.
Another nice job by
that was Judson on that one.
Judson. Judson, like I said, Judson had a really nice game. He just had a few missed tackles, but another play right there in the backfield he made.
And I will say very sure tackling on his part as well. I think you got your hands on him. He was not getting away. I thought for a second he might get loose on that one, but still a good
carried,
run. A really good run.
And then I think coming up here, you have Colton Lynch making a nice play. Getting down inside the end zone, and I think we finish it off here with a pass to Macho out of the backfield.
Nice little play right here. I think they lost them all together. Right there.
They did. Yeah, they had man coverage, and I think they brought the backer, and someone lost them there. Then again, though, like I said, that was Aaron Campbell. A nice play in the backfield. I thought we played hard on defense. I thought we got to the ball well and did a really, really pretty fair job against the run. Take away that first run.
Yeah, and he had the number 5, which we haven't seen too much, but he had the 54-yard run early, then a 37-yard run, and after that was just sort of he was getting some good carries. He was probably getting 5-6 yards.
It wasn't like Armwood 23 where Pringle had 310 yards,
just up the middle, gaping holes up the middle. No, this definitely wasn't. It's a good play right there.
Kane again. Like I said, he was very, very active.
Because if he didn't hold his spot right there, that's backdoor. That's a score. Turned into a fumble caused.
And Ashari again. Thank God for Kane and Ashari.
I'm telling you, man, they did play well. So final score 29-7. Tampa Bay Tech Titans with the win over Venice. And like you said, watching the highlights, the guys you would expect, they did make some plays. Macho made some plays, a guy with a lot of experience. Ashari and Judson. Again, guys that you expect to be leaders, and they were making the plays on defense. But that's what happens. That's the example to be set by the guys that have been there before, and then you see the other guys start to get their roles figured out.
Right.
Kisevich had a good pass breakup. So those guys you expect it from, and when they perform that way, it's going to lead to the other guys eventually getting the knack of everything.
Yeah, it was our worst defeat since what they say 2020. I think it was.
Sure.
Where we lost to IMG 49-14. It was our worst defeat since then. And honestly, it was like we were beat handedly. I don't want to.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to deny that. But it wasn't as bad and it wasn't as off as people may think. If that makes sense.
But a very good team can make you look like it was.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to.
So we're not as far off as people think.
Mm-hmm.
We're never ready. We're never ready. In September.
Right.
I mean, be honest. I can't think of a time where we've ever played real well in September.
Unless you're returning a bunch of 20 starters.
Right. I mean, we've won some
up.
games. Now we've won some games and overcame some things, but you flip on the film in September, we've never played real well. I mean, just looking back last year, I mean, we beat Miami Northwestern, but our first four plays of the game were 2 turnovers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's not good football.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's not. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is that we got beat for sure, and we are on high alert.
Yeah,
for sure. As coaches, as a team, there's definitely a feel around our program right now, and I think a lot of it is cultivated from media and what people say and where people put us. I think that our players and our coaches may find it a little disrespectful. Like we lose a game in September to a very good football team, and we're ranked 3rd in the Herald Tribune. Mm-hmm. We haven't been ranked 3rd in the Herald Tribune since 2014. So if that tells you a little bit,
you embrace it and say this is what it is.
Prove.
Now we have to go out there and prove some stuff.
Thank you for the medicine.
Right, and like that sometimes that's the one thing you can try to self-motivate all you want. All it takes is one sort of situation where you're like, oh, is that what it is? Okay, because then all of a sudden, then you all look at each other and say, okay, now here we go. And so we'll see how that turns out, and where things are. I would even say, I don't know if you're break it down to quadrants or of the season, but see where you're at and see how things are going. September, last week of September, and then you say to yourself, okay, we're where we need to be.
Well, I can promise everybody right now that we're going to be ready in November. You can count on that.
Oh, yeah.
You can count on that.
No doubt about that at all. No doubt. All right, we'll take a quick break again. Come back and talk about this week's opponent. We've mentioned them a few times already, Miami Northwestern Bulls, a perennial winner in the state of Florida.
Number 2 ranked team in the state.
And based on what if you read the press clippings and all the players where they're going, they're probably deserving of all that because they've got a lot of high profile guys for sure.
Very talented.
We'll be back here with the John Peacock Show right after this.
We'd like to take a minute to acknowledge all of our sponsors that truly make this happen. State College of Florida, Chick-fil-A,
Absolute Aluminum, Jenkins, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Venice Pest Control,
players Ryan Brown, Damon Wilson, Trey Burton,
Ships Excavating, AstroTurf, Athletes Perspective Group, X-Tech,
Advanced Asphalt, Sarasota Ford, The Hupp Group,
Bogies of Venice,
and a special thanks to Suncoast Credit Union.
At the Hupp Group at Keller Williams Island Life Real Estate, luxury isn't about price. Luxury is about the experience that we deliver to every client. We are a full-service real estate team offering expert marketing, strategic negotiations, and 5-star communication across every transaction. Our team includes 7 licensed realtors who work together to bring results, experience, and personalized service at every price point. With dedicated in-house marketing, operations, and complimentary property styling, we elevate every listing and guide each buyer with precision and care. Over 80% of our business comes from referrals and repeat clients, because at the Hupp Group, every client receives the luxury treatment, no matter the budget. The Hupp Group: strategy, results, luxury.
Hey parents, start your child's savings adventure today with Ernie's Kids Club at Suncoast Credit Union. New members who open a youth savings account get a free 2025 Zoo Tampa Pass, financial literacy activities, and entry into special giveaways. Simply become a member and make an initial deposit of $50 or more to qualify for the Zoo Tampa Pass. Invest in your child's tomorrow while unlocking roaring savings today. Visit suncoast.com/kidsclub or your nearest branch to get started.
Quality education, exceptional value, and endless possibilities. All at State College of Florida. Thinking of starting college or switching careers? Our flexible schedules and student resources will help you get to the finish line. Apply today at scf.edu/let's go.
Back here at Bogies in the John Peacock Coaches Show. And Coach, Friday night, Traspal Stadium, we get to take that nice long bus ride across Alligator Alley to go down to Miami and play the Northwestern Bulls. And again, this year they're returning a lot of players from last year's state championship team, not returning their head coach, who's currently the backup quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is a very interesting story in itself. We won't get into that in this forum, but what's to expect of the Bulls offensively, defensively? I think that we know one thing: they're going to come out and be aggressive, and they've got a little bit of an axe to grind because we got them last year. So
yeah, so lucky for us, they return pretty much their entire offense from their state championship team.
Yeah.
I think the highlighted players. So a couple things. They got the two of the top receivers in the state, depending on what publication you look at.
Right.
You have Lanier and
Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At receiver. Russell's a 6'5", 6'6" kid. We've been playing him this will be our third time playing him.
And we saw him the first time.
Yeah.
He was
this will be the third time we played him. And then Lanier, who I really didn't know much about Lanier last year, but watching what he did last year, he's the real deal.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody, I don't know, I'm not sure Russell's the best receiver on the team. I think that Lanier kid's pretty dang good.
Russell's spectacular.
Yeah,
and he can do some stuff.
But Lanier's
pretty good.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, like if I'm a college guy and I'm got to pick one of them, I probably pick Russell because he's 6'5", but you're not going to miss with Lanier. I mean, he's a real deal. He's a good football player. They return their quarterback, but with that said, they also got a transfer kid that's a sophomore that they're splitting time with. That sophomore kid is so good, he's getting half the reps. So that tells you how good he is. And then they got another transfer from North Fort Myers, who's a D tackle committed to
like a 5-star kid. Yeah,
committed to Georgia. So I think if you're looking at the team compared to where they were last year, I think the biggest difference is I think they're better up front defensively, and then offensively I think they're
just another year seasoned.
Yeah, they're just as good. I mean, all those kids are just a year older. I mean, it's the same. It's the majority of who they had last year. So, we're gonna have to play well on defense, and we have been so far. So, I mean, you got to kind of believe what you see, and I believe that we'll play well defensively, and I think we've really been focused offensively on our assignments this week and trying to get better there, and we've made some changes, personnel. We made some adjustments of how we're kind of doing things and make it easier for who we got, because we have a bunch of new pieces, and at different positions. So we're still trying to kind of gel and become one. You know what I mean? So it's going to take a little time, and hopefully that time has arrived and we play well offensively.
Traspal Stadium is sort of a legendary place to play. We probably played there as much as anybody other than from the Miami area.
I feel like if we're not at home, we're at Traspal. That's what I feel like.
We played a playoff game, but not against Homestead, right?
This will be the third time we played Northwestern down there, I think.
So we've been down there quite so we kind of know the atmosphere. It's a big stadium. They don't pack it out.
They just converted it to Adidas Stadium.
Oh,
so it was a Nike stadium.
Did they take all the rubber up from the
No.
field?
No, the rubber's still there. The infield of the field is actually old ground up Nike shoes.
Yeah.
But they Adidas made a big they signed a big deal with Dade County schools.
Oh, okay.
So they switched that field from a Nike field to an Adidas field, and every school in Dade County is now
Adidas.
Am I saying that right? Is it Dade or is it?
It's Miami-Dade, but it's
Yeah. So every school in that county, which is a bunch, is now wearing Adidas.
Yep. So that's a good deal for them because they get a lot of publicity with that.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it. But again, I would say I wouldn't call it a hostile environment. I call it an enthusiastic environment down there, and it is fun because they're into their football, and it's really fun to see how it charged up there. Everybody is down there.
It's the Mecca.
It's exactly, and it means a lot. For us to go down there and have their and respectfully, I think that they have a lot of respect for what we've done as a football team, and vice versa. So games have always been well played. They've always been exciting too. There's always some certain amount of excitement.
You're right about that. There's never been
not a dull game.
Every game we played, I think this will be the 5th time we played, and every game has been down to the wire. Last year was kicking a field goal. We kicked the field goal with time expiring, and then we went to overtime, and we sealed it with a Kenai Brantley pick
right
at the end of the game. And it was like 50 to.
Yep. And the year before that was back and forth.
That was
touchdown after touchdown.
That was
touchdown.
like 60 to 49
Crazy.
or something like that.
So it's always been a great game. So hopefully that is we want to win, but if it's going to be the good games are ones you remember. That's for sure.
Well, this is you play at Venice. I mean, that's what you're going to get is you're going to be playing in high profile games every week and against great opponents, and we wouldn't want anything less.
Think about how many ex-players are going to watch this game on Friday and telling the guys, hey, I played there. I did that. I know what that's all about. So
exactly.
That's cool. It's a cool deal.
I was in the hot box before the game.
Another hot box. That's for sure. So it's definitely it's a fun spot. And other than the drive,
the drive's not that bad.
Just when you do it twice and then going down and then coming back, I think the coming back it gets a little monotonous. But
if we can get it done, I'll enjoy the ride back.
No, 100% right. Yeah. No doubt about that. No live stream this week for us.
Again,
because they don't want us doing it.
Yeah, but I would almost guarantee it would be live streamed somewhere. I think all their games have been live streamed.
I'm sure there's going to be a link for that because there's no doubt with a high profile game like that somebody's going to be showing it. It might be Northwestern. I have no idea. Yeah. But that didn't work out too well the last time we were down there. So we're not even going to attempt it.
Right.
So we're not going to worry about that. But anyway, but again, if you can make it down, make the drive down to Miami, by all means do it. It's a great time. Again, a simple ride, just Alligator Rally, and then GPS it the rest of the way. And you're
it's
good
not
to
far
go.
off Alligator.
No. It's like I said, it's not a terrible drive. As far as sometimes going to Fort Lauderdale is worse. You got to wangle your way off, throw these one interstate to the other one, and then trying to get down to these stadiums is a little bit difficult. So by all means, try to make it down if you can. With that, we'll take another break and come back and talk a little bit about some other parts of the football world. We have a kickoff weekend in college football, so maybe we'll talk a little bit about that and see where we think things are headed in the college football playoff scenarios that are played out.
Yeah, we got some local games too.
Absolutely, talking about some local games as well. With that, we'll take a break and be back right after this.
We'd like to take a minute to acknowledge all of our sponsors that truly make this happen. State College of Florida, Chick-fil-A,
Absolute Aluminum, Jenkins, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Venice Pest Control,
Players Ryan Brown, Damon Wilson, Trey Burton,
Ships Excavating, AstroTurf, Athletes Perspective Group, X-Tech,
Advanced Asphalt, Sarasota Ford, the Hupp Group,
Bogies of Venice.
and a special thanks to Suncoast Credit Union.
At the Hub Group at Keller Williams Island Life Real Estate, luxury isn't about price. Luxury is about the experience that we deliver to every client. We are a full-service real estate team offering expert marketing, strategic negotiations, and 5-star communication across every transaction. Our team includes 7 licensed realtors who work together to bring results, experience, and personalized service at every price point. With dedicated in-house marketing, operations, and complementary property styling, we elevate every listing and guide each buyer with precision and care. Over 80% of our business comes from referrals and repeat clients, because at the Hub Group, every client receives the luxury treatment, no matter the budget. The Hub Group, strategy, results, luxury.
Hey parents, start your child's savings adventure today with Ernie's Kids Club at Suncoast Credit Union. New members who open a youth savings account get a free 2025 Zoo Tampa Pass, financial literacy activities, and entry into special giveaways. Simply become a member and make an initial deposit of $50 or more to qualify for the Zoo Tampa Pass. Invest in your child's tomorrow while unlocking roaring savings today. Visit suncoast.com/kidsclub or your nearest branch to get started.
Quality education, exceptional value, and endless possibilities. All at State College of Florida. Thinking of starting college or switching careers? Our flexible schedules and student resources will help you get to the finish line. Apply today at scf.edu/letsgo.
We're back here with the John Peacock Coaches Show. And, Coach, I know we had the sponsor spotlight for Absolute Aluminum this week, but all of our sponsors, when we go to break, we're appreciative of all of them.
Yes, hats off to all of them.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, thanks to Bogies for great food and great service every week here for the John Peacock Coaches Show. So this week we're kind of getting into the rhythm of the season a little bit. Obviously, our game might be one of the spotlight game in the area, other than another one we'll talk about here in a few minutes, which is Southeastern Manatee. But everybody else is getting into the meat of their schedule right now and getting started along that path to whatever wherever they're going to end up, if it's a state championship or it's a district championship or whatever. And I think a lot of the schools, I think are all everybody. If you're 1-0 right now or 0-1, I think you're still trying to figure things out. And I think most teams are going to figure out some more stuff in week 2.
Yeah, just looking back at this past weekend, how about this Trinity League in California?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Pretty
holy
cool. Yeah.
moly. So 3 teams come down here. You had Mater Day, who came and beat St. Thomas.
Yep.
You have St. John Bosco, who came and beat Manatee. And then you have Orange Lutheran, who came down and beat Miami Northwestern. How'd you like to be in that district?
And coming to Florida, and I'll tell you the hardest part, they're playing in this humidity. Okay,
Yeah.
It'll wear you down quick.
They're
if
coming
you're not
across
used to
the
it.
country.
Coming across the country and coming in the backyard and playing all these top Florida schools and coming in with victories. That's a real big feather in your cap to be able to do that kind of.
Just imagine being in that district. That's got to be. I don't know. I wonder who else is in it.
God, it'd be like having IMG, St. Francis, and you name another one.
Yeah.
That's that club.
Look at St.
Bishop
Francis. St. Francis team this year is the St. Francis team we played in 19 or 17.
Every
or
time somebody
19.
made a tackle on that team, they're like, he's going to LSU. He's going to somewhere. I'm like, eesh.
that was like the team we played. St. Francis has been down, if you call it down, but
Right.
down the last couple of years. But when we played them, it must have been 19, I think. When we played them in 19,
It was 19.
yeah, they were.
Well, I remember something. At halftime, I was in the locker room and I asked you. I said, "What do we do with it?" Because this one linebacker, number 43, because they're making these tackles. You said to me, "I don't know," because he's double teaming the wide receiver before the play starts, and he's still catching the back on the backside of the play. He's like, "I don't have a play for that kind of athleticism," and that's how they looked the other night.
Yeah, they were tough and physical. I think the difference of, what I noticed when we played St. Francis is, a lot of teams have these athletes that can run and they're big.
Yeah.
But St. Francis, they were mean. Like they did all that and they were like mean. That running back that played at Michigan was their running back.
Yeah, what's it? Blake Corum.
I mean, they were mean. They were mean to us. They have to be.
When he ran the ball, when there's a a scene in Waterboy at the end where Bobby Boucher is blocking and keeps on hitting people and they keep on falling and hitting him. That's how that kid ran.
Yeah.
He would just run into somebody and keep moving his feet and run into the next guy and keep on running the next guy. And
but
300 yards later.
It looks to me like they're back.
They are.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be – I don't know. They usually have an unbelievable schedule. I don't know if they play Mater Day. I know they play IMG, but I would like to see that. I'd like to see them play Mater Day.
That's I tell you, I haven't seen a team play that physical from every position in a while.
Yeah.
They had something to prove that night, and they definitely did.
Yeah, Florida did not fare too well this past weekend.
No doubt about that.
I think there was only one bright spot, and that was American Heritage. They came back, but they fell down 24-0, and they came back and won.
And that 5-star kid, that Diabell kid, did a great job bringing them back in that game. Again, locally, some of the matchups we looked at Charlotte at Northport's a bit of a rivalry. They're playing each other. But the one I saw also is that the big rivalry that may be back is Manatee and Southeast.
Huge, yeah. Who knows what's going to happen? Manatee hasn't scored a point yet.
Right, but there's something's brewing.
Yeah.
And at Southeast, it definitely looked like they've been on the rise for the last 2 years. So I think it might be one of those games where it's a sellout and everybody's ready to go.
That'd be a huge. That would be huge for Coach Bradley to get that win. This early in this.
Yeah, because you make your statement because that's a statement game. You're not in the same district, but you're a few miles apart, and it's definitely about a territory. And we talked about how many of great players have come out of that game. Over the years.
Yep.
So there's no doubt about it. So that'll be the one that we're local. If you're a high school football fan, take a ride up to Manatee County and go and check that one out. That's going to be one heck of a battle. From high school, let's tack a little bit towards college football. Gigantic weekend. The week before the season starts, the NFL has taken a break over Labor Day these last few years.
Oh, they're not playing?
No NFL at all. It's all college football. And so the first NFL game is a Thursday nighter. Cowboys,
I thought it was going to be this Thursday.
No, it's coming up.
I thought we were going to watch it here in a couple minutes.
No, not happening. But there's college football tonight. You got USF, Boise State. Tonight is one of the matchups that people are looking after. Boise State was in the playoffs last year. USF on the rise. The whole program's on the rise at USF right now.
Yeah.
New
Coach
stadium
Golish,
finally there.
Coach is doing a really good job.
And there's quite a few Venice guys that are on that football team.
Four now. We had four.
And so hopefully we get to see them perform on Thursday night.
I think we have two starting, and Schrader and Wolf.
Yeah.
On offense.
So and that's great. I mean, it's good to see you get that notoriety out there. But college football Saturday. The big noon kickoff.
Which one are you looking at? What's the one?
It's hard for me to
you're looking
not
forward
want.
to.
It's hard for me to not look at the Ohio State Texas game, and not think it's a big deal because it's in Ohio at Ohio State. Arch Manning's making a sort of a debut, if you want to call it that, as the anointed starter for the Texas Longhorns. Ohio State is sort of reloading a little bit, and they've got some stuff. So I have interest in that. But the one I really want to watch is Clemson and LSU, because I think that I would say on a neutral site, LSU would be a 3 to 4 point favorite in that game, but Clemson has I think Dabo realized that he had to embrace the portal and do some things, and he's added those pieces, and he committed to the kid Klubnik at quarterback. He's got a few years under his belt now, and I think if Clemson comes out and shows well, I think that they're almost even now. It's one game in. But they're pretty much a lock to be in the playoff and be representative in the ACC. I'm not saying they're going to win the championship, but that's a signature win that they have to have in order to get themselves going.
I'm looking forward to the Florida State, Alabama.
It's another good one.
I just want to see where Florida State's at.
Yeah.
Because they went from up here to down here. So where are they going to be?
You got to think if you're Florida, and I don't know if it's realistic for them because they're not for the fan base not to be upset. But if you're 500 this year, you've made a heck of an improvement because you were.
Yeah, but they're not going to look at it like that.
I know that, but you were horrible last year. I mean,
It's like body weight. It's real easy to get heavy,
right. Try to lose it,
but trying to lose it takes a long time. So we'll see. Like they got heavy real quick, and now they're trying to lose all that excess weight. So we'll see.
Another great game I think this week as well is the Notre Dame Miami game, just because it's Notre Dame and Miami. It's got some.
I'm interested to see if Miami takes that next step. Going from 8-win to where they were.
Yeah, and because like I said, they've teased us a bit with some good starts and then a little fall off. I thought even last year's team, they made some miraculous victories in some games where they could have had a much worse record late in the season than they did if they kind of pulled some games out where they thought they were going to lose it. So I think they need to play more solid. I think their recruiting has been good. I don't think it's been fabulous, especially for where they're located.
Right.
They're in the heart of all that talent. So we'll see. I think that's going to be good. And Notre Dame they were in the championship game last year.
Yeah.
So I think that they know how to get there now. So it's interesting to see how that's going to play out.
So who do you have? Manatee or Southeast?
I'm going Southeast this year.
Southeast.
I just think while Manatee has a lot, they got to come off the schneid on some stuff. I don't think that Southeast is going to come in there by any stretch of the imagination not prepared for that football game. Yeah. I think Southeast in a close one. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout. I'm saying, but Southeast will be in a close one. I really feel like they're on the up.
That'll be interesting. Another big one this past weekend, which really surprised people, is Bayshore over Sarasota.
Bayshore they've been retooling. There's a lot of teams that 2 years ago started hiring their new coaches and getting everything retooled, and that was a big one for Bayshore.
Yeah, huge.
I always said, back in the day, Bayshore was a powerhouse in the football programs from Manatee County, and there's no reason why they can't build that program back up again. And it was in a point where they were. I know that they didn't go freelance or anything like that, but they were they needed to do a real big rebuild, and they have done it. It looks like at this point, not easy to start over like that. But again, back to the college football again, and then Monday night, Bill Belichick makes his grand return to the sidelines, and I wanted to ask you. I know you're a fan of a lot of certain coaches. What impact do you think Bill Belichick will have at the college level initially? Is he going to come out and just be like, hey, I got it all figured out, I'm good to go? Or is he going to have to sort of find his way a bit to get going in the season with
I think Carolina? He does. I think he does well. I think one of his things, which made him successful in the NFL was the discipline and the attention to detail. And I think that is, relevant in really all levels of football and any sport really. And so I think with, him, being a guy that's, very detail oriented and obviously he has a process, and, him bringing that process over to the college level and really being kind of a defensive guru. Right. I think that he'll have everything in place to, have a successful defense. And, but a lot of it comes down to what kind of players you got. And obviously, as we all know, he did really well and, having his draft picks and knowing who is going to be a good player and so forth. So I think that he probably does have some players that maybe weren't 5 stars, but maybe those are the guys that, like, you got Edelman. He wasn't a 5-star. He went to Kent State, right?
I tell you, great coaches are great talent evaluators.
Yeah,
and they see things that others don't see in some cases.
Right.
And that's why I say you look at some of the defenses that Bill Belichick had, going all the way back to the New York Giant days when he was with Bill Parcells. They're guys like there was Lawrence Taylor. There was always a spotlight kind of a player. But then he finds the the Teddy Bruschi guy.
Right.
He finds those guys that you're like, where did this guy come from? And all of a sudden he's got 12 sacks, or he leads the league in tackles,
Right.
or whatever
And
it may be.
he's finding those guys in college. So it's the same thing. Now he's got the portal.
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Well, next we'll take a quick break right here. Come back and let's just talk about who we think might maybe be in that championship mix for the college football playoffs. We're back here at Bogies right after this with the John Peacock Coaches Show.
We'd like to take a minute to acknowledge all of our sponsors that truly make this happen. State College of Florida, Chick-fil-A,
Absolute Aluminum, Jenkins, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Venice Pest Control,
Players, Ryan Brown, Damon Wilson, Trey Burton,
Ships Excavating, AstroTurf, Athletes Perspective Group, X-Tech,
Advanced Asphalt, Sarasota Ford, The Hupp Group,
Bogies of Venice.
and a special thanks to Suncoast Credit Union.
At the Hub Group at Keller Williams Island Life Real Estate, luxury isn't about price. Luxury is about the experience that we deliver to every client. We are a full-service real estate team offering expert marketing, strategic negotiations, and 5-star communication across every transaction. Our team includes 7 licensed realtors who work together to bring results, experience, and personalized service at every price point. With dedicated in-house marketing, operations, and complimentary property styling, we elevate every listing and guide each buyer with precision and care. Over 80% of our business comes from referrals and repeat clients, because at the Hub Group, every client receives the luxury treatment, no matter the budget. The Hub Group, strategy, results, luxury.
Hey parents, start your child's savings adventure today with Ernie's Kids Club at Suncoast Credit Union. New members who open a youth savings account get a free 2025 Zoo Tampa Pass, financial literacy activities, and entry into special giveaways. Simply become a member and make an initial deposit of $50 or more to qualify for the Zoo Tampa Pass. Invest in your child's tomorrow while unlocking roaring savings today. Visit suncoast.com/kidsclub or your nearest branch to get started.
Quality education, exceptional value, and endless possibilities. All at State College of Florida. Thinking of starting college or switching careers? Our flexible schedules and student resources will help you get to the finish line. Apply today at scf.edu/letsgo.
Once again, back here at Bogies. And again, we appreciate all their good service, good food, and letting us do a set up shop here every week for the John Peacock Coaches Show. And so, Coach, talk a little college football about some matchups for this weekend. Overall, you and I are pretty good at trying to prognosticate where things are going to go. I'll start with the SEC. I know you're an Alabama guy. Do you think that it's going to be Alabama taking that conference, or you think it's going to be a new face to come up and win?
You know, it's hard to say because we haven't seen what's the product on the field, but you know, I think it's going to be the usual suspects. You know, I'd like to think that Florida can kind of build off what they did late in the year last year with Lagway. You know, so I mean, I'm hopeful for that. I mean, it's always I do enjoy watching Florida play as well. South Carolina is another one that
I'm glad you said that. They're definitely a team that people got to watch out for
because they were on a roll there at the end of the year last year, and they're a tough team, and
they look
their
like
quarterback's
St.
back.
Francis how they played last year. They had some dudes that could run hard, tackle hard. They definitely took the spirit of their head coach, because he's almost over the top a little on the sideline. Sometimes Coach Beamer is, but I think it's led for them to believe in themselves a little bit.
Yeah, so I thought they ended the season extremely, well, and they got their quarterback coming back. So, that usually when you bring your quarterback back on a team that's pretty good, you tend to be pretty good. I think LSU,
they're the one everybody's picking, even though Texas is ranked number 1. Everybody seems to think that LSU is the team that's going to win the
I'll
conference.
tell you what, if I think he's on the hot seat a little bit.
Yes.
He's got to do something this year. And they got two brothers starting at linebacker. That's pretty neat, and a third brother that's
Coming
on
up.
the team as well.
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat to watch that. I like to hope that Vanderbilt gets a little better.
Well, again, that's a program that last year had some signature wins
Yeah.
that they wouldn't expect. I will tell you this.
Is that quarterback back?
Yes, Pavia.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, there you go. So you'd think that they would build off what they did last year if he's back and be a little bit better as well.
So I think, like I said, I do like the LSU choice. I think Kelly is good, but I think he'll lose the first game, which he's done like 4 years in a row now. He's lost the first game. But I think he builds off that and see what happens. I think Nussmeier, the quarterback, is the difference maker in that scenario. But I think there's probably 5 or 6 teams across the board.
Tennessee.
But I'm a little worried about Tennessee losing the quarterback. It kind of shook them up a little bit. They don't have that kind of a talent.
He's a good coach, though.
Yeah.
He'll plug somebody in. Who was the quarterback before him? He was pretty good too. Wasn't
Yeah.
he?
So they do have, I think they have a young guy though. I'm not positive, but they've got somebody.
Well,
there,
he was young.
Well, he was a freshman.
That's what I'm saying. So,
yeah.
and he was replacing who? Someone that was really
Yeah,
good.
probably.
I can't forget his name, but so I'm pretty sure that he's going to have somebody he can plug right in.
So I think Texas. I'll go Texas A&M as well. LSU, Alabama. I'm not sold on Ole Miss this year. I think they've lost a lot of talent, so I'm not really putting him in that category.
He's the king of the portal.
Again, he'll win a game he shouldn't win and lose one he shouldn't lose. But I think that he's top 25, but I'm not sure he's going to be competing for the championship. Georgia, you can't count Georgia out no matter what the situation is. I think they're going to be very, very good as well.
Who's their quarterback?
Isn't that Gunnar Stockton kid? Is that who it is? So they got him, and then on the side.
What about Mizzou?
Well, that's where I'm gonna go. I think it kind of on the fringe of being there. I say Tennessee. I would say Georgia, South Carolina. I think South Carolina is a solid contender.
Yeah.
I think they are. I think Florida, Tennessee, Missouri, I think are going to be there, and I think Vanderbilt's going to be a fly in the ointment. I think they're gonna win a game or two.
They're gonna knock some people out.
They're gonna hurt some people with that.
I agree with that.
And so I like that. But that makes for an interesting setup. Big Ten, which is now you have to remember that you now include Oregon and USC and UCLA and all those schools.
It's official this year. That starts.
Yeah. So they're there. So, but I still think that it's going to be dominated by the Ohio State and Penn State.
Yeah, I think.
But Oregon as well. I'll give Oregon in there as well.
I think Oregon struggles a little bit, just because now we're playing. Not that they didn't play anybody before, but they're getting in a different league and it's a little different.
You're getting leaned on a little more.
That's what I'm saying. That goes a long way, and it's going to be a little different for them.
I know Penn State's a very popular pick to win the conference. I just don't see it just yet. You got to convince me they can do it. They seem to play just horribly on the road when it really matters. In some
Speaking
of the big
of Penn State, Elliott Washington,
yes,
is doing a phenomenal job there.
But I was waiting for him to break out and be that guy because he's got so much talent. You knew he was going to get there.
On top of that, he works hard.
Yes, always has been.
He's one of their hardest workers as well.
Good, that's great. So I think again, if I'm looking at it from that perspective, Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon. Maybe Ohio State is going to be the favorite again this year.
I would say most definitely. They got the receiver back, and he's going to be a sophomore. He's phenomenal. He can play in the NFL right now and be a number one guy in the NFL right now.
I know.
He's going to be. I think he's 19 years old.
Ridiculous.
So same with the Alabama receiver.
Yeah.
I think he's 16.
He was like barely 17 last year.
So he's going to be 18 this year.
It's crazy. ACC, Clemson. Probably that's going to be the one that everybody looks at. I think you're going to have a few other folks that are going to make a push. I think Miami could be that team as well. But again, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. If Clemson comes out like I think they will against LSU, they could be flirting into number one ranking coming into that. And then the Big 12. The Big 12 is all the teams are about the same.
Who is the Big 12?
So you got don't forget you got UCF out there. You've got Colorado. You got Arizona State. You got Kansas State, Iowa State, Texas Tech. So you get a lot of those schools that are out there that I think
Iowa State did good.
Utah.
Iowa State did well this past weekend.
Yeah.
Coach Rashid, those guys had an upset win.
I'll tell you the truth. That kid, Rocco Becht, whose dad played in the NFL, that kid, he's not a big kid. He's a Florida guy, Tampa area kid. He really looked good, and he was definitely somebody you could see that the team rallied around. They saw his energy was their energy, and Kansas State is good. They're a good football team. So that's the league that, you know, they're going to beat up on each other. You know what I mean? They're going to beat up on each other a little bit. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out in the end. But again, a good football team, will emerge from there and see how many they get in the playoffs with the way the format is. And then of course the rest of the group, the at-large group. You never know who's going to pop out of there.
Right.
It's always a good story. I think now with the playoff system the way it is, you can get a good story in there. Somebody can make a little bit of a run, but it's hard when you got to play that many games in a row against some really good football teams.
Yeah, that's almost
you better
unfair
be talented.
to put. You know, they have to be pretty dang special to go and compete with the teams that are bashing each other's heads every day.
Yeah, you saw it. You saw at the end of the year last year that it shook out probably properly, and it is a tough little playoff system. I think we talked a little bit about this, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't like the idea of moving it to. But like there was this talk of 28 teams or that make the playoffs.
Oh, I'd like 32.
But the problem with that is that really guts the regular season. You still have rivalries and whatnot, and you got to get there, you got to win your games. But I think that angst of having you can't not win. A loss is just devastating. Right. That takes it out of it a little bit. So I do like college football's regular season. If you look at the basketball season, do you really watch it until the March Madness gets started? Maybe you want to watch a certain team or a certain game, but you're not like in the old days. For me watching college basketball, you watched it on Monday night to see if Georgetown could beat St. John's or something along those lines. So, and especially in the ACC as well, and the Big Ten as well too. So it'll be an interesting season. I think overall it'll be competitive. It'll be fun, and it's always a good time. And college football is the most exciting spectator sport you can go to. So
cannot wait for it to start.
Yeah, so we'll be in front of a TV set somewhere watching these games
about
this weekend.
2 minutes.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. All right, Coach. Well, here's another end to a John Peacock Coaches Show. Good luck on tomorrow night with the Miami Northwestern Bulls. I know that you'll be prepared. There's no doubt about that. I think the team will be prepared. It's a matter of they come with the right energy and
we're going to try to redeem ourselves and try to get better. You know, that's the goal, is to get better each week and be playing your best in November.
Absolutely. If you can't, again, no live stream from our perspective, but I'm sure somewhere there'll be a live stream to watch our game. It's a very high profile game, so it'll be somewhere. But make the ride to Miami if you can't do that, and if you want to watch some high school football, there's some good games around the area to go watch as well. So support those teams as well. For John Peacock, I'm John Masoni. We'll see you here next week on the John Peacock Coaches Show.
What time is it? Game time. 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 Going beast mode when the game begin. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an Indian.